All right, ladies and gentlemen, we all know we are all waiting for cash out, but there's some misconception in the system which we have to address before the 16th. And we should all pay attention very carefully to what I'm going to talk about this evening. We all know on the 16th of this month, CTC will be 6 months old. And as we have it in our information that we have been sharing already, CTC said 6 months after the launch of our app, we are going to begin to cash out, or they are going to list our token. That information is still valid because management is working very hard. In actual fact, if management want to list our token on any exchange, at any exchange at all, we will be able to list our token even before the system. But like we heard from management, they want us to list our token on a tier 1 exchange. Those who are in the crypto industry will understand what a tier 1 exchange is. A tier 1 exchange is the high class exchange. We have the classes of the exchanges. And when we say tier 1 exchange, it means the top most exchanges that have credibility. Because once you list your token on a tier 1 exchange, investors take your project serious or your token serious. So we want our token to be taken serious, and for that matter, management is doing that to make sure we get a lot of benefit from our token when it is listed. So that information is valid, and management is working around the clock to make sure we have a tier 1 exchange. For you to be able to list your token on a tier 1 exchange, you have to go through certain requirements, and management is working feverishly to meet those requirements. That being said, management have said that whether our token is listed or not, we'll be able to cash out. And I think that's a good news to all of us. But the question is, when exactly is the cash out going to begin or start? Is it on the 16th or after on the 16th? And that is why we have to explain this aspect of our business for all of us to understand very well before we start saying certain things that we don't even understand. So let's pay attention to it. We all know management said from the 1st month to the 6th month after listing of our Bittoken, all what we have done within the 6 months in accumulation will be given to us. And after that, every month, we know the mechanism of distributing our token, which is 3,020,000. So with all these 6 months, management is going to calculate 3,020,000 for the whole 6 months. And that is what we are going to get. And for that to happen, on the 16th date, which will be exactly 6 months, that midnight on the 16th, that is when our 6 months elapses. So those of us who are expecting to start cashing out on the 16th, that 16th day, it is not possible. Because by that 16th day, that is when our 6 months will elapse. So after the 6 months elapse, the midnight of that 16th, everything on our dashboard will go zero. We are starting afresh. That is when the 3,020,000 token will be given, and that is what all of us are going to fight for. So first, the 16th date have to come for management to be able to get all the information about the 6 months, and for management to be able to share or give everyone what you have been mining for the past 6 months. Once that is done, then now we can start cashing out. So you don't expect that on the 16th day, you get up on that 16th, then you begin to say you want to cash out. It is not possible because on that fateful day, that is when our 6 months is going to be elapsed, or is going to elapse. So on that fateful day, you will not be able to cash out. That being said, I hope you understand that aspect of what I just said. That being said, anyone who wants to cash out after the token has been distributed to us, that person must go through a KYC system. I think we have said this time and again, that all of us will be going through a KYC system. The one we are doing now is just a phase of the KYC. But what we are going to do to be able to cash out is going to be the main KYC, or maybe let's say the main KYC to the main KYC. Because I got the information that the one we are going to do is not going to be too difficult. We don't want people to say because they don't want us to cash out, so they are putting stringent measures. No. Everyone will be able to do it, including children. So what are the requirements for this KYC? We all need a national ID for the KYC. We all need a national ID for the KYC. In Ghana, for instance, we have what we call the national ID card, we have the voter's ID card, and then we have health insurance ID. So even children who are even born today are able to acquire the health insurance ID. All these IDs are valid for this stage of KYC in Ghana. I don't know about other countries, but any valid ID that will identify that you are the one who want to cash out, you have to use that ID to KYC yourself, to validate yourself before you will be able to cash out. Any account that will not be validated with the KYC will not be able to cash out. And there's not going to be any, what did I say? There's not going to be any bargain about that. For you to cash out, you have to KYC before you'll be able to cash out. So let's get prepared. After the 16th, all our tokens that we have mined so far will be shared for everyone, and you have it in your custody or in your wallet. Whatever you want to do with it now depends on you. But a caution to all of us, especially those of us who have started this project early to this point. As much as we are saying you can cash out, we are also pleading with you for your own benefit. I have said this the other time, and I want to repeat it again because management have asked me to do this again. If you cash out all your coin now, it's like you cooking all your eggs. In fact, none of them will hatch for you to get chickens or fowls to be able to get more eggs again. So, please, we are not saying don't cash out, no. But what we are telling you is that if you cash out all the tokens that you have mined so far, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to get that number of tokens again ever in this community. Because we all know that in every 2 years, the halving is also going to come. The halving means now we are management is distributing 3,020,000 coins. When the halving comes, that coin will be half, or it will be reduced by half, and it is going to continue for as long as our project is on. So you will not be able to get that volume of coin or tokens that you have now. And let's remember, after this giveaway or after this distribution, from now, every month, whatever you have mined will be given to you. And like I said, all of us are going to share the 3,020,000 tokens. So if you go out there and cash out all your tokens, at the rate at which management have said they are going to use the token, which is 0.5. Later on, when this token is listed on the exchange, which is going to come very soon, and you see this token flying from 0.5 to about $5 to $10 to $15 to $20. When you cash out at the rate of 0.5, I'm telling you, if you are not careful, you will go mad. Because when you calculate, maybe the token was able to get to about $20, and you sold it, you cash it out at the rate of 0.5. You can just imagine how much you have lost. So as much as we are saying you can cash out, please make sure you leave some of the token, even if the majority, leave it down. For some of us, that is exactly what we are going to do. And like I said, we are not going to cash out to impress anyone. Don't say I want to cash out to show people that yes, the community we are cashing out. I'm telling you, that will not move plenty people. I quite remember once I was in a company, I was working hard because I know when I'm able to qualify for a car, when whoever I speak to or spoke to join my business, I got the car, it was the same. Some people will tell you, oh, those of you who started early, you are the only people who they are giving the cars for me. When I come now, I'll not even be able to get a car. They will give you funny excuse. So we are not going to cash out to impress anyone. We are doing this to do what? For our own future. So as much as we are going to allow everyone to cash out, management has not said they are going to put any restriction or any percentage for now, but it's just an advice to all of us. You can cash out, yes, but make sure you don't cash out anything from your account. It can hurt you in the near future. So these are the informations I want all of us to ponder upon. And let's say all of us, let's get prepared for the KYC, because like I said, there's not going to be any negotiation about it. There's not going to be any discussion about that. That's for me, I cannot KYC, I don't have ID. That's why, if you don't have ID, go and get one. Because without the ID, you will not be able to cash out. Without the KYC, there's no cash out for anyone.
There's a question in the chat here. It says, can that set be used for the KYC?
I was told national ID. I don't know about birth sets, but we have to ask management if a birth set can be used. But I was told what we are going to use for the KYC is going to be our national ID. That's the information.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kwashi. And so we have a couple of hands in the chat here. We have Jolene. Jolene, please unmute. Let's hear from you.
Good evening, family. This question is directed to Dr. Kwashi. I heard you, Dr. Kwashi, talking about what are the coins that we have mined so far, and the other ones, the 3 million that we'll be sharing. So I'm not clear as to whether we are going to keep whatever that we are having and then get a share of the 3 million. Perhaps if you can clarify that, I will be certain about everything that we've been saying. I'm a little bit lost. Thank you.
All right. But can I take it?
Yes, sir.
All right. What I was saying was that the mechanism of distributing our token is that every month, 3,020,000 is shared among all of us. So when we started this, when we launched our Bittoken app, so now, on the system will be exactly 6 months. And for that reason, 3,020,000, 3,020,000, 3,020,000 for 6 months, that is what the management is going to put together, and that is what they are going to share to all of us, according to how much you have mined so far. But after this 6 months is shared, from the subsequent month, they are not going to wait for another 6 months again. For the subsequent month, every month, 3,020,000 will be shared. So this one, the bulk one we are sharing now, will be given to everyone. That one, you have it. Then, for the subsequent month, everyone at all you mine for the month will also be shared, and you have that one in addition. So that's how it's going to work. I don't know if I'm able to answer your question very well.
I understand it, Dr. Kwashi, and thank you very much. So now, the one thing that I still did not catch it right is that what we are having, like I'm having the BTT X number of BTTs, and from the 3 million, 6 of them, if I'm not mistaken, I'm also going to get a share of that as a community of CTC. Now I'm still a little bit puzzled. Is that going to be combined and shared amongst us, or am I going to keep the one that I've mined and then get a share of the 3 millions combined with the whole community? I'm so sorry, Doctor, for making you to answer so many times.
It's all right. Yes. It's all right. All right. So far, what we have mined so far is part of the 6 months cumulative. But because the 6 months have not ended yet, we cannot say what we have in our wallet is what exactly we are going to get. It can be more or it can be less, depending on how much effort we put in from now to on the 16th. Okay, so what you have now, it is yours. That one, there's no one is sharing that with you, and it is part of the one. In part of the whole 6 months that we are mining, the one that have been put in the pool for all of us to mine for the 6 months is part of it. But when the 16th day is not up, we can. It means there's still some tokens in the pool to be mined. That is why from now to on the 16th, you can get more or you can get less, depending on how the system, how it plays out. Because some people will decide to work more and earn more, and some people will decide to relax. And once you relax, and once it is approved, the moment the rate fall, like we saw yesterday, with the rate fall from 31 to 29, we realize it affects all of us. It affects our token. So we don't know how. Yes, we don't know how it's going to play from now to the 16th. What you are mine now is yours. We are not going to share any other thing again. That is part of the 6 months. What we are sharing. I don't know whether I'm able to make you understand.
Yes, I do, Doctor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's clear. It's clear. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Jolene, for that one. Thank you. And so we have Mr. Oliver. Please unmute. Let's hear from you, Mr. Oliver. Kindly unmute.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Lillian, for giving me the opportunity. I had when Dr. Kwashi mentioned categories of ID card that would be acceptable, during the KYC, and I'm sure that your own ID card in Ghana, that is generally acceptable, cannot be the same in Nigeria, because in Nigeria, what is valid is your national ID card, your driver's license, your international passport, and your voter's card. And let me also say something, because this information is pretty late. I must confess, it's pretty late, because I expected this information to have come up about a month or two before the national date, so that people will be fully prepared. Because most of us here in Nigeria, we don't have national ID card. Of course, my Nigerian brothers and sisters can bear me witness. Before you get your national ID card, it's very difficult, even though you have registered, fulfill all righteousness, but to get a printout is very difficult. What they only gave us was a kind of printout that you call it, what did they call it? National ID card, but it's a printout. But it's not the one that has already been, it's not like a plastic form of it. It's something they print out in the computer, but it's the same thing that is in their system. But they gave us those ones as a temporary measure if you want to use it for any transactions. And that is one. Then international passport is for the rich. I don't think the less privileged. I don't have anything to do with the international passport, because I don't think people are planning to travel out of Nigeria, except maybe the CTC will give us the opportunity of living this environment and travel out again. So probably enjoy yourself. If not, I don't see any person coming out with an international passport. And the third one is voter's ID card. With voter's ID card, because virtually here in Nigeria, if you're going for anything, they will ask you of your voter's card. That one is acceptable. Or driver's license is acceptable. International passport is also acceptable. Then the national ID card is also acceptable. So these four that I have mentioned, are these four, will it be either acceptable on that day, or you have one or two that the management have said that this is what is acceptable?
Are you done?
I'm done. I'm done here with my first question.
With your first question?
Yes, I'm done with that one. When you finish that one, then I'll go to another one.
All right. I'll let you go ahead and answer.
Yeah,
All right. All right, Mr. Oliver. First of all, for anyone to say we have been late with this information, I think it will not be fair to the fact. because I think this issue has been addressed severally. And we have spoken about this a lot, that definitely we are going to do a KYC with our ID cards. We have said this several times. But if you didn't hear it, then maybe you didn't hear that. Secondly, when I was mentioning the ID, I said any national ID that can be used to recognize you. And then I mentioned, for instance, what we have in Ghana. I'm not saying what we have in Ghana is what you people have in Nigeria or have people in Kenya or people in whatever have, because we are in different countries and we all not be having the same ID cards. But I know, like you have said, you also have your IDs that are national IDs. A driver's license is a national ID. A passport is a national ID. So any card that is national, that is recognized in your country, you can use it. That's why I even mentioned that in our situation, children with even health insurance ID can use it to verify their accounts. So there's no this thing about that. Any card that is national in character, that is accepted in your country as a national ID, you can use that ID to verify yourself, and there will be no problem.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think the second question is you said management will come up with a decision to let us know about that. But what I'm saying is that also let management know that we bought boats, and the boat we bought, will supersede the 16th of May, the cash out day. And so if it will supersede that 15th, the cash out day, and management stop it abruptly because of the cash out, then we that bought the boat that will supersede the 16th day will run at a loss, because this boat we bought it so that we will continue mining, non-stop. After the 16th day, we will continue as much as possible. That is my second submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I think when I was answering the woman, I mentioned that I know even after the system, we will continue to buy boats. So I don't think management will stop the boat for people who have just bought maybe $100 boat to lose out. I know our management, and even we don't have to give the labor this at all. They will not do anything that will hurt anyone in the community. Even those of us who went for even the Greenland, some of us were giving $100 boat for free. So in that case, management will not want to deny anyone the rights of the person using his or her boat to the fullest. So I don't think that even have to come in at all. So don't worry, you have nothing to worry about. Everything will be sorted out. Okay, thank you.
And we also have Adibili also on YouTube said, please, what will happen to my account if I do not want to cash out on that May 16th? If he doesn't want to cash out on May 16th, what happens to his account?
If the person heard me right, I said May 16th, there was not going to be any cash out on May 16th. So if you are not ready to even cash out, no problem, you still have your tokens in your account. And like I said, after the midnight of 16th, everything will be shut down. The system, everything will be shut down. Everything will get to zero. So after that, management will distribute the token to everyone, and we'll have it in our various wallets. So it's like having money in your purse. If you don't use it to buy food, it's still in your purse. No one takes it from your purse. So that's how it's going to be. Thank you.
Let's hear from you, Coach Sammy.
Okay, my question is after the 16, after the cashing out in 16, are we going to continue mining the coin, or what will move? How will the process look like now? Will it be stressful, or getting the coin by then will be difficult? Like all these free coins we have been getting all this while, like from the sitting allowance and the rest, claiming from little tax and the rest. So after the 16, I'm going to still get this opportunity.
All right, thank you so much, Sammy. The fact is, after 16th, we should all forget about anything free in the community. After 16th, we are all going to sweat to get our token. That is why we are advising community members not to part away all your tokens that you have mined for the past 6 months. Because if you heard me right, and in our various meetings, we have been saying that definitely it's going to get to a time for you to get one Bittoken is going to be difficult. We are going to get fractions of Bittoken, because the 3,020,000 is the only token that all of us in the community are going to struggle for in the whole month. And as that's happening, we know the numbers are also increasing. People are coming in. We are looking at about 30 million members. And if 30 million members are struggling for 3 million coins, can you imagine what is going to happen? So, for the difficult aspect, for the mining is going to be the same. The process is everything. What we are doing is going to be the same. There's going to be some additions though, because the view yard and other areas are going to be functional as we go along. The videos and all those things will be there. Okay? But for you to get the token, it's not going to be easy as we are getting it now. You will not come to meeting and be expecting to get a freebie. No, nothing like that will happen after 16. So whatever we have to get now, let's get it now. At least today, if they give all of us 10,000 reward points, that is massive. Let's make hay while the sun shines. Thank you very much.
Question is, if someone decided on that 16, he or she will not cash out the coin. So what will happen to it?
Oh, I just answered that question. I said there's not going to be any cash out on 16th. Let's get this straight. 16 will be exactly 6 months. And after 16, that is when we are going to get our tokens in our wallets. And I have said, once you have the token in your wallet, it's like you having your money in your wallet. If you decide not to use the money to buy food, the money remains in your wallet. You don't have any problem. Nothing will happen to that money. Are we getting the point?
Yes.
All right. So that's how it is. Once you have the token, for some of us, we are even planning not to even cash out at all. We want to leave all our token in our wallet. And once in your wallet is your wallet, no one can take it away from you. All you'll be doing is, once we are mining in the subsequent month, you'll be adding up. So the time our token is listed. So it's a choice. You can decide to leave it, you can decide to cash out. There's no problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, Coach Sammy. And so we have our leader, Victor Piasapon. Please unmute. Let's hear from you, sir. Leader Victor. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Lily. And thank you also, Dr. Pashi, for the explanation given. I just want to add a little to what Dr. have just said, the migration. This is the total migration. And we all have to understand what he has just said.
That's fine.
It's a 6 month period. As even we had with our promo, we said it will end on the 7th. It didn't end on the 7th morning. It didn't end on the 7th afternoon. It ended on the 7th midnight. And so any transaction, 1 a.m., you are out of the promo. You won't get it. Exactly the same here. Midnight, all the 6 months accumulation of the 3,020,000, which will amount to about 18,100,000 or so, will now be removed from the system to make way a new era, beginning of a new era, in which from 17th go in, now 17th to the next 17th, 3 million will be released and shared at the same time. It is not going to be accumulated. So what is going to happen is midnight, all these 18 million will now be siphoned from the system into a consolidated fund. Let me use it that way. And then it will be redistributed according to what you have mined. Don't forget that we always say that our formula here is the global pool divisible by the 3,020,000. So for this matter, it will be the global pool. Let's say now we are almost like 60 billion what we have mined within the 6 months. So it will be the 60 billion over 18 million 100 times what you have mined. Then you will get what you have now mined turned into BTT into your account. It doesn't mean that the system is going to totally halt. No. So all those that have bought boats, mining for them, there will be just a temporary halt for this old system to make way for the new system. This is what is actually going to happen. It doesn't mean that all boats and even the mining app itself is going to totally come to an end. No, for even a whole day. No, it's just a transition. So it will be like just a flash. Let's say within from 1 a.m. a minute past 1 at 12 midnight to maybe 3 a.m. or even 6 a.m. in the morning, just about a 6-hour period or so to make the way for this transition. Then everything begins again in a new era, in which that era from that time onwards, now the allocated BTT will be shared monthly, not accumulated again. It will accumulate for only 1 month and then we share. Another month will come and then we share up to the 56th year. So that is what our leader is trying to communicate from management to us. So please let us take it in good faith and let's wait for that fateful day. Thank you very much, Ma.
Thank you so much, my leader, for that amazing addition. I think this will make it clear for all of us now. Thank you so much.